Widdz here, and in today's video I'm gonna walk you through what I would do if I hit level 40 today, starting with how to farm and get your first build going really fast, and how your new home countdown really works, including what to not do, plus how to upgrade your gear with recalibration, expertise and specialization. We're also gonna look at how the SHD watch works and how to get those SHD levels effective, especially hitting that level 1000 mark. And also what you can focus on long term in terms of the game, basically covering everything you need to go from fresh 40 to endgame ready in Division 2 2025 Battle for Brooklyn update. So we're gonna start off talking about how to farm and get your first build going. And you can actually do this pretty fast. So first of all, you need to know what you need to farm. And I did make a video yesterday covering must have builds for the Division 2, so I would definitely recommend to watch that. But you want to try to get a 4-piece striker going, that's my recommendation. So just go to countdown, which is gonna be your new favorite place, click the target loot and click striker. Whenever you got a 4-piece striker, because gear sets in this game are 4-piece, then you want to try to farm a good AR. So you swap the target loot to AR, and hopefully you can get a Saint Elmo, which is really good still to this date. Got shock bullets, got a fat mag, and basically S-tier gun. I mean, there are quite a lot of ARs in the game, so you might not get this one instantly, but if you farm quite a few runs here and there, which you're gonna have to do anyway, you will eventually get it. Other than that, you might get a Strega, which is pretty good. It's just the mag size that's lacking, but this would work really good, especially as starting out. Maybe you would get Chameleon, which is also a good gun, a little bit harder to play maybe as a new player, but definitely like getting any of those and you will have a pretty decent gun. If you don't manage to get that, just take any high-end ARs and play until you get a better one. Then you can either do Streamline or you can do Killer Talent. But yeah, for more details, I would recommend you to check the build video for that. And quickly, just I guess since we have skills, I would use Revive High for every single build to have that extra life or chance. And then a Crusader Shield when that works. And I guess other items that are really good right now would be Memento. So you can also farm this in Countdown. You also have the Chaotis Mask, which is pretty good too. But now you know what to farm, at least to start off with. So if we talk a little bit about Countdown, there are some unwritten rules. So for example, you should not use skills such as drone or turrets and stuff like that, because the hunters in the beginning and end will hack your skills and they will just attack your teammates and you will be completely useless and the team will hate you. So yeah, don't do that. Also, when you get to the extraction, don't shoot for extraction too early. You want to wait until the last few seconds to maximize that. And I mean, if you're a new player, just let the other people shoot for extraction and you're fine. Also, there are different objectives when it comes to Countdown, and all of them are fine except the VIP one. You don't want to do that one because it takes longer. If you are a new player as well and you don't have a good build, you're feeling like you're not helping your team too much, then 100% recommend to do challenge on Countdown when it comes to difficulty. I even know a lot of people doing challenging that have good builds because it just like you don't wipe. On heroic you can wipe, which is not that good to wipe because you want to get as much credits as possible, especially as a newer player. Because the hunters, for example, gives you a lot of named items, which is good as a new player. You also do get more credits from Countdown, which is a thing that a lot of people don't know about. But yeah, you get credits from Countdown and you can go right here and you can actually, you have different items here that resets every week and they can be pretty good. And you also have named item caches, and this one can have PvP exclusive items. And yeah, exotic caches as well. I mean, you can see I saved up almost 10,000, so I can buy this amount of caches if I would like to. But really good way for new players to get like new exotics. And then next up is recalibration library, or like the tinkering station, which you can get to right here, but you can also just go into inventory and then press M on PC right here, and you can hit the library, tinkering, and expertise menus. So we start off with the library, something you want to do really early on, and why countdown is going to be so good. So countdown is the most loot efficient thing you can do in the game for loot, and since you're going to be looking to fill up this library, it's going to be really good. So even if you are farming for specific stuff, you will get extra drops on top of it that can be used for filling the library. And if you don't know what the library is, if you take a look at items, you can see almost everything here on my gear pieces are min-maxed. They got the highest roll. And that is because you can recalibrate. You can see here, I can replace this one. Let's say it would be 10% weapon damage. I could replace it with 15. And that is because of the library. You can do that for minor attributes, like these ones, right? Core attributes, and also talents. As long as it's not an exotic or unnamed item. Worth to keep in mind. So what you want to do or need to do to be able to do that is to fill up your library with core attributes being the main priority. And also normal attributes, as you can see right here. And also talents. So this is a big grind as a new player or returning one. If you have skipped this, it will take a decent amount of time. You basically want to get high stats, and then you will put them all in here. So yeah, the biggest thing it would be, as I said earlier, like main core attributes on all the gear pieces, right? And then obviously minor one as well. Same with the guns and talents. It's a lot of stuff to collect, but you will get it eventually, and you will be so often in countdowns. So after a countdown round, you go here and you try to extract everything you can. And then after that, you can either deconstruct it to get more materials, or you can donate it for expertise. And you would just click expertise and then donate all junk. And then it will take everything in your inventory that is marked as junk, right? Worth to note as well, everything in the library, like once you get it, you can use it infinity amount of times. It's not like a one use, you will be able to use it infinity. But it kind of covers the recalibration pretty quick. And since we were in here, I mean, I guess we can just keep talking about expertise. So yeah, you mark as the junk in the inventory. You just click here, donate all junk. And that will improve the proficiency, right? 1 to 10 proficiency on the gear pieces. You can see right here, this one is 5. Eventually it will hit 10. When an item hit 10, you can look at the Lexington here, right? So I haven't actually upgraded this, so this will be perfect. So weapons, you can get weapon damage, right? So actually 30% weapon damage on 30 expertise. First levels are pretty quick, and it will eventually slow down. And I mean, countdown I think is extremely good. Probably up to like level 20 expertise these days. Around somewhere there. Because you get so many different items and there's so many brand sets, gear sets to collect, right? But yeah, then you just upgrade here. Pretty expensive, 9 exotic components, but yeah, you get extra damage. On gear pieces, it's not as important though, because it will just upgrade the armor by 1%, which does sound good, but it's just the base armor of the armor piece, which is like hella low. So yeah, I mean, if you have all gear on 30 expertise, it will give you like maybe 1-2 blues extra. But yeah, it's not as much as you would think though. And especially for PvE, I don't really think it matters that much. Other than that, also equipping gear will level it up. So you can swap your builds around a little bit just to level up some pieces for the proficiency. That's something I did recently as well. Same with like specialization, you also level that up. So it's like swapping specialization, swapping like a skill if you don't really use it in countdown might be good. Maybe swap like a piece or two, but like make sure you don't go Frankenstein build and be completely useless. Like have a decent build going. Like at least have the 4-piece striker on, then maybe like swap the other 2. Like sidearms you can work on, like secondaries. They will level up even if you don't use them. If they are equipped, they will level up. and then yeah, you hit 10 proficiency and you just swap. Like as a new player, you can also like press V here, right? And you can donate materials to level it up. And I would definitely not do that as a new player. Like you see, I could have, I can max this out if I want, but there's just no reason to. And especially as a new player, you're gonna have even less mats. So yeah, don't do that yet. That's more for like endgame, I would say. And of course, with expertise, it's gonna be pretty hard as a new player or returning player to know what is good. And yeah, I mean, this is just something you will learn over time, just like any other game. You maybe played the games like extraction shooters or stuff like that. You know, like eventually you will learn what are good, what is bad. But I have made at least an exotic gun tier list video that could be maybe a bit helpful. I will probably do one for exotic gear as well. And maybe eventually I will do one for named and all that. So maybe check those videos out. But I mean, eventually watching videos, build videos, you will learn. But there really is no easier way to tell you what to save and what not to. Usually in my own experience, I just farm the current build I'm looking for. I save pieces for that, and if I get anything else that seems good, I save it. I mean, obviously you guys are aware that we do have a stash, right? And I mean, with all the DLCs, 450 slots, so there is quite a lot of stuff you can save there if you're unsure. Then we also have the SHD Watch and SHD levels. And this one is pretty damn important. I would say like hitting 1000 expertise will mean you max out the watch, giving you, for example, 10% weapon damage, 20 headshot damage, 20 critical hit damage, 10% crit chance, and like 10% total health, 10% armor, and all of that good stuff. So definitely one of the bigger priorities as a new or returning player to make sure you hit 1000. Also, every 5 levels you will get a scavenging point, which is more important than ever now, because that's the way you get materials really, really easy. But using them now, you can't use a mule, so whenever these are gone, I have 4750 left, then I need to get more SHD, right? So SHD levels are more important than ever, even when you hit 1000, just for the scavenging points. And you will level the SHD level, just top right, you will see your experience bar. So whatever content you really do, you will get that one going. I believe after 1000, you get 1 HP, I think, like current, you get health boost up to 2000, if I remember correctly, if that's still the thing. And then, yeah, the purpose after 1000 or 2000 is that every 5 levels you get scavenging points, right? So you get the materials to upgrade your gear and stuff like that. So how do you level this the fastest? Well, you go right here, there is an event timeline where we have experience event. There was one pretty recently, 4 days ago. Triple experience event. And all the experience events, you can get 1000 SHD in total. So if you want to be effective, then really important actually to try to make good use of these events. I have a really good build on my YouTube channel, how to farm this really fast. It's actually in the video I made yesterday, like must-have build, so definitely take a look at that video. In short, what I would do during experience event if I was leveling SHD, I will go to open world map, put on all these directives because they give you extra experience. Then, if possible, I would play on heroic on the world map, right? I would play heroic with all the global directives, and then I would be around this area doing public executions, right? Really fast. And then you can also do control points. I mean, if you have something close like propaganda broadcast, territory control are all fine. And then if you get some bounties, like heroic bounties that can drop from public execution, they are actually really good experience-wise too. So that is basically what I would do. I would farm open world, public execution, bounties, control points. And yeah, you get 200 SHD levels. And that would be equal to 1000, right? So I mean, you hear yourself how much time you actually save. So that's how I would do with the SHD leveling. And I mean, this event timeline is pretty good to look at as well to see what's coming up. We take, right now we have a global event going, and they are pretty damn good to farm exotics with. Like you will get So you can claim the rewards here. Get some caches, 2 exotic caches right there. If you've never done this event, right? I believe there's like unique things here, cosmetics at number 10. And starting, if you want to be effective, the first day 1 opens on day 1, right? Day 2 opens day 2. But eventually day 4 has passed and you can start working on all 4 at the same time. And that's how I will do it probably tonight. And you also do get stars from this. And the stars, you can go... Once again, we have a vendor for that you can buy caches and stuff for. You go right here. So that's also a good way to get exotic caches, especially sometimes when they have combined global event with experience event. So definitely take a look at the event timeline to just see what's going on. We have another global event right there, 5 experience event, Henley College, another global event, conflict experience event, season experience event, right? And then lastly, golden bullet. So yeah, definitely try to time and play a bit during those, because yeah, a really good way to get exotics or higher experience. Then also quick clear specialization. This, depending on what version you have, you might not even have all of them unlocked, or at least not all fully maxed with points. So easy way to do that, I would just... Gunner is the best PV spec and the one used by like far the most. So definitely I would equip the Gunner one and just try to level this one up. You will get free SHD point per SHD level. And the stuff here costs around like 3 or 5 points. So pretty easy to just max that out. And then also make sure you unlock the other ones and work on those. It's really good to have. I mean, the most powerful ones, I would say Gunner, Firewall can be used, Technician can be used, Sharpshooter for Sniper. Honestly, these 3, Gunner, Technician, and Firewall, I would say is the most important ones, especially Gunner. But Firewall is really good for PvP. And that's kind of it for those. Also, there are weapon mods in the game, right, that you can equip on the gear. For example, there's a 20-round mag right here that is really good for AR. So you do have side missions, even special secret ones that I still have a video that is old, but it's still accurate, that I will post. But obviously I can't show the side missions on my game here. But you have side missions or project that will grant you weapon mods, right? So definitely focus on those. And whenever you've done all of that, you can farm the rest of the blueprints, right? For gear and weapons from control points. Eventually, when you get all of those, they will stop to drop from control points, right? And also, Descent have named blueprints, right? So if you do Descent, and I think you have to kill the Nemesis, that one will drop the named blueprint, such as Punch Drunk, Hollow Man, and these ones, right? Which are pretty nice to get. But that's just a little bit about blueprints and weapon mods. And we were in before talking about projects, so I guess we can talk a little bit about like weekly resets and projects and all that stuff. So you have this one right here called Weekly SHD Requisition, which is free exotic and experience and stuff like that. You basically just donate materials. Would recommend to do that one. Keep in mind all the projects here are character based. So I mean, if you don't have 4 characters and you do have the DLC, I would recommend to start some new characters, because you have a level 40 boost, right? You don't want to buy, but you do have a level 40 boost right here, right? That you can just use infinity for free. So make sure you have 4 characters. That also works for like weekly resets, such as the raids and incursion, to get the keys, right? In case you are farming raid exclusive items. Other than that, like I think during the season pass leveling, like I'm already maxed, but I like to do the weekly summit project because it gives you experience, exotic caches, and it's not too bad to do that one. And I mean, the reason because of that is because you have priority objectives, right, that you should be doing. And activity wise, you can easily get the summit one here, and you do those in combination, and yeah, more season pass experience, and also you can get rewards such as exotic gear, mats, credits, experience, and all that. And that's also worth to know. Like, if you can, and if you're not max season pass, try to use priority objectives as much as you can. If you get something that doesn't fit, then just abandon it and try to get something else. What could be useful as well, even if you don't like Dark Zone, if you do the PvP one, a lot of the Dark Zone ones are extremely easy to do if you just want to level up priority objectives or focus on that. It's usually like clear a landmark, extract some stuff, or like do activity. So it could be a really easy way to slap those priority objectives. Going back to projects, I mean, usually I don't really do much of these because the rewards are not that good. But you could do like the weekly legendary. This one is not too bad, I guess. Get some exotic caches. And then you also have like another weekly project like these ones. Like, yeah, you get some decent stuff, but there's a lot of stuff to do. So yeah, I mean, it's up to you if you want to do them. Usually for me, it depends what I have been doing. If I have a lot of these already smashed out, then I might do it. Then something else that's weekly is the weekly scouts. Those are pretty good for, you get the experience, loot, exotic components and all that. So definitely I would recommend to do those. They are usually extremely fast to do. I also have a weekly video every week on my YouTube channel with just a minute explaining what to do. So if you check that video, you can slap this out really quick. And other than that, I mean, long-term goals, I guess, is good to set up, like to try to farm multiple builds. I have a lot of builds on my channel. You can work slowly on the expertise, getting it to 30. Honestly though, with all the talks from the devs, I would just not go too crazy about farming expertise, because maybe they would change it, who knows. And then maybe give PvP a chance, even though personally I wouldn't recommend it. I don't think PvP in Division 2 is that good or ever been that good. But who knows, maybe you actually love it. Then we have the raids and incursions, right? So those are stuff you can do as well. I do those sometimes on my stream, right? I definitely think everybody should experience them. Ideally without getting carried, but that might be hard because there's no matchmaking. They do have matchmaking though for it on Discovery. So I mean, definitely I would do Discovery and then try to find a group for normal. And then of course, I mean, you have a lot of missions here on the map that you probably haven't done, like the Pentagon missions, like Coney Island camp. Like there's a lot of missions here, right? Try, like I'm gonna do Kendall College next time it comes up because I haven't done it in like 5 years. So I mean, hopefully I did not forget anything. And sure, like you're not gonna get the most detailed on every single thing talking that I did talk about in this video, but there are plenty of videos on YouTube covering that. Just make sure that the videos are up to date, if it's like build videos at least. But if there is something unclear or something I missed to cover, just let me know in the comment section below and I will try to answer it. I also do stream live on twitch.tv/widdz, so you can always, probably easiest way to get an answer is actually to come to the stream. Other than that, I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you guys on my stream or in the next YouTube video.